All right. With teams making their first signings, for example, Real Madrid have gone ahead to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool have signed a player called Frimpong, and they're soon closing in on Vitz and Gyokeres. Man United have signed Matthias Cunha. Chelsea have signed Estavo. He's coming in through, but they've gone ahead to sign a player, Quenda Giovanni from Sporting Lisbon, but he joined them next summer. Man City is pushing to bring in other players. Arsenal are really trying to see who their first signing of this summer transfer window is obviously going to be, as they are preparing their first bid for Viktor Gyokeres. Ange Postecoglou is waiting for his fate from the owner of Spurs, and then Kelleher to Brentford is a deal that is going to obviously happen right now. Rokani David is my name. This is the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Smash the like button, comment and share. For all you watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we are here to see to it that we really take it to where we want it to be. Now, Viktor Gyokeres is a big discussion topic at Arsenal, and the recent updates have shown that Arsenal are really in contact with Gyokeres and at the same time in contact with the player known as Benjamin Sesko and their respective clubs. Now, record Portugal from the country where Sporting Lisbon, who was born and bred, and that's where Viktor Gyokeres plays for, have told us that Arsenal are preparing a 70 million bid for Viktor Gyokeres. Arsenal are clear favourites for the signing for the striker. Not yesterday, this media outlet discredited the rumors of a bid already being made by us. So that is it. So Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously prepare the opening bid of Viktor Gyokeres, and I tell you what, it's really, really important, because that shows you that the personal terms are not a problem, right? The personal terms are not a problem for Arsenal and Viktor Gyokeres, meaning that they've gone ahead to agree on how much this player is supposed to be earning in there. So, as it stands, the club of Arsenal is really pushing hard to see to it that they really get this deal over the line. And if they get it over the line, then we'll be waiting to know, are they going to be bringing two strikers or not? And by the way, to our shocking, Arsenal might do that. Why? When you look at Man City and the club and the teams they've gone ahead to be having, why am I really giving you Man City as the blueprint? Because they've dominated this league since 2016. You know, they've been having two deadly center forwards, and at this juncture they also have Mamosh and they also have Erling Haaland. So Mikel Arteta knows that he needs to be having two deadly strikers. You understand? If he still believes that Kai Havertz can lead the line, then it won't really go that way. But if he believes that Kai Havertz can't really do that, he can obviously consider him as a third striker, meaning that he'll be having two strikers and obviously find ways on how to play Kai Havertz in his system next season. So, as it stands, a bid is being prepared by Arsenal, and they're trying to put in that bid. When it goes in, I'll let you know when it's in, but we are here to wait and see whether this will come to pass or not. But Gyokeres is with the Swedish national team because Sweden is preparing to play into what we call the World Cup qualifiers. You understand? Where I think it's gonna be the 15th. It's gonna be the 15th. It's gonna be let me see, the 6th of June and the 10th of June. Sweden will be playing Hungary away. They'll be hosting Algeria. I think this is gonna be a friendly. I think all these two are really friendlies. They're playing friendlies because, yeah, these are friendlies. They are not World Cup qualifiers. I think teams in South America are the ones that are really responsible for playing into the World Cup qualifiers. So these two friendlies, I know Gyokeres is really going to be key in what he will play in there for you. And maybe Arsenal is like, we are not going to commit ourselves not until these players get out of the international break fully fit, because you might really agree right now when the player really gets injured. And when a player gets injured, that means you might be going into doing what we call a double deal. Like you have to bring in another player. So I think they're like, after 6th and 10th of June, we will wait to see what we'll do on this transfer of Viktor Gyokeres. So we are waiting to see how that happens, but everything looks like Arsenal's priority is to first bringing in a striker, and Gyokeres or Benjamin Sesko will be the lead striker of Arsenal next season. You understand? So that is it for Viktor Gyokeres, and you're waiting for the news and updates. Now, it's really very weird that having taken Spurs to the Champions League, still his future is not yet cleared. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about a player or a manager called Daniel Levy. And we've been told that Spurs chairman Daniel Levy set to decide Ange Postecoglou's future in the next days. Situation still open. Thomas Frank and Marco Silva are both appreciated, discussed internally as options for Spurs' job if Ange gets fired. No final decision on Postecoglou yet. So, you've heard it all. What else do you want me to say? Chairperson Daniel Levy is not interested in signing this, in really revealing the future of the manager. And it's like, you've failed, you've failed yourself as a manager. Because I think Spurs finished 17th, if I'm not mistaken, though they went ahead to win the UEFA Europa League. What would have gone ahead to be a reason to back this manager for one more season looks like Ange Postecoglou is into what we call the Erik ten Hag situation that he was in last summer when he went ahead to win the FA Cup, and they contacted other managers when the other managers said they're not coming and making huge demands. They settled for Erik ten Hag, though he was later sacked. After were they 8 games of the season, Erik ten Hag got sacked. And I think if Ange Postecoglou really gets this job again, you understand, then he will start the season on pressure. He will be on a lot of pressure as a manager because there will be huge demands. You understand? So, we wait for that and see what will happen. But all in all, it's not gonna be an easy job or an easy go in there. So, that is it for a side known as Ange Postecoglou on the side of Spurs. But I think he deserves to be given a go in what we call the Champions League and the Premier League, because he has been having injuries. We all know to it that Danso, who came in through in the January, couldn't obviously fit in well like a glove because he wouldn't understand the systematics of the team of Spurs. Dragsin has been on and off and injured, so his best 3 defenders have been injured. Christian Romero, Van Heven. That's why they managed to win the UEFA Europa League, because with those players available, I tell you, Spurs is really untouchable. It can really go pound per pound against any club. So for me, I believe he deserves a chance to be at Spurs next season. Then from that, let's obviously go in and see what Brentford have gone ahead to do after losing David Raya to Arsenal permanently last season. He hasn't been there for the previous 2 seasons. Kelleher to Brentford, it's a here we go deal done for goalkeeper to join from Liverpool on £18 million package fee, add-ons included. Mark Flecken will leave Brentford and join Bayer Leverkusen for €10 million. So Bayer Leverkusen, that's where Erik ten Hag is, and him being that side, he's really a huge admirer of Flecken and has gone ahead to sign him as his new goalkeeper. I don't know what really happens to the goalkeeper that Erik ten Hag really sold, because when he sold him, when he sold him from Manchester United, you understand, when he he was at Manchester United and went ahead to sell him. He went ahead to sell him to Bayern Leverkusen, right? So I don't really know what will happen there, but it is really very, 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 very absurd that maybe a manager might not be interested into a player. You understand? They might not be interested in a player like that. So we are waiting to see how that pans out, but it's a new summer transfer window and we're waiting to hear from you. But Kelleher has joined the side of Brentford. We're out. Bye-bye.